was here day in, day out. You get closer to a year NPP, or more primaries, presidential primaries, or more 2026. Na ya he nipa, na se penimpa, obetimi edi amanyo kunenim. Akwa jina a year 2028 general elections. Na de NDC amanyo kunu nso be yino no, a year the NPP for no to be yino no, ene na akwa face wa. Enya asem ketua. Na ye nyina yenim se mpanifo mienu a asat now omudin ahyeta delegate fo nyina se saa mpanifo mienu wei saa so ena council of elders fo nyina saa so ena members fo nyina ena Ghana fo nyina se mpanifo mienu wei ene be wiase de na ebu baako awi ni elections na ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia saa so ena Kennedy Akompre Japan a omunyina na ye se 2026 31st January ebeba na yakwa akoto aba na yahwe ni ayi pani baako ebe free saa mpanifo mienu we mu na no ena ye nyina yenim se ba ni se di asofo ahodo e de omo prophecies ba saa so ena amanfo bi omo ye research ehu eye die nipa adwene ebusabusa questions ni ade e post eba abonten so enamfa na omo ye omo de na asofo prophecies die medican e de bebre abremu na latest ones ababebom eye post eye finally anase new post eye omo ye research eni ade edi ababeto abonti omo kyerese senke nani na ye to aba anase nani na ye delegate fo no ekwa akoto aba eyi pani obedi omanim dia anka hwan na omo beto aba ne dia ma na busia sa eye post outcome anase poll results ya bai a shocky amanfo bebra enya asenketu anti ebeba rem ni akwa nipa asat na de wahura dikan ewo NPP omo 2026 presidential primaries ni musanso ena be position a obiada ewo post ni mu nyina na busia ebeba rem na makwa akotie ni nyina na nso wahu now anase eni ya me no kasa idie pani a wahuri edikan ewo elections ni ayeka TV so ni abusia onya subscribe ya no abomode ano subscribe na afi nso comment section honom wachire wa adwen say ye karadio say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia obusia ma yehu adwen kire comment section honom yekọ de kwetie nyina
the critical analysis by wasan kofa fofraba enu a mokaya me analysis no ni share for many on Friday on the critical analysis channel me ka kire say you 15% be amusa dan kwa MPP research on who leads the MPP no what is that 15% ya ko Kennedy 19 ho a ba me ho be kire no. Now we're breaking it down 15% and undecided no regional amount funsi o ma din pise ahefa no mo to akono what I be catch was undisclosed no undecided near different undisclosed ya men kan kire undecided ya meto but me decided baby a meto akọ na musa dan kwa oya de my catch was you get it wrong sometimes and normal science is never absolute but me tie ni video we no mate ade na si yi ama masenya yamchehye kakra ama timba omia masenya yamchehye kakra so ama team Kennedy balance nyenti ameka sa no mechew again fellas ko acho fotu nka se menke mfa no ho NDC MP for asebu ko aman kese Minister of State Government Communication ka we fa ho ben watutu bia ma ne ba omia nya sem ketwa good morning Ghana on Friday no but the new bro the critical analysis channel to mechew research and e da so yi musa dan kwase about 15% for bi o undecided ti ba 44 no ene Kennedy 19 no hanom ono de odwen say apɛ na serious as a poster no because undecided that most na e call Kennedy or especially in the MPP contest no okay now kind no ana brandable or TikTok your friend of Kennedy doctrine okobusa questions undecided no betimi explain ni wo ne musa dan kwa e be chire mu on TikTok or the 2 or 10 minutes gram na mafa me di video na mamo no chire mu baby a undecided ni free ba omo age band no tie ni obehu a certain trick bi wo tie.
Hi, good morning and welcome to Global Info Analytics. Today is Sunday 26th of October 2025. I've had a question from someone on TikTok with a handle called Ken Doctrine, asking me a few questions about the undecided and their demography and where they are located. So this morning, I will be taking through those who are undecided in terms of the regions they are in, mostly, whether their age profile, their gender, their educational level, and whatever demography that we have. In fact, religion, if you want to go that, even ethnic group, if you want to break down that number further. So this morning, I'm just going to focus on those who are undecided. And let me put it this way. If the undecided people are 100%, if there are 100 people who are undecided, where can you find these 100 people? According to the poll, around 1.6% are in Afro region, but 12% of those who are undecided are in Ashanti region. 12%. 2% are in the Bono region. 5% are in the Bono East region. 15% are in the Central region. So Central region is very, very high among those who are undecided. Then you have Greater Accra. 26% of all people who are undecided are in Greater Accra. Then you have Northeast, 2%. Northern region, around 5%. Otik, around 2%. Savannah, 2%. Upper East, around 7%. Upper West, 3%. Volta, 8%. And then Western, 3%. Western North, 1%. So in terms of the concentration of people who are undecided, who are above 5% threshold, Ashanti region is 1, Bono East, Central region, Eastern region, Greater Accra region, Upper East, Volta region. These are the regions you can find high concentration of voters who are at the moment undecided. So this will be helpful for any of the campaign to see how to deploy resources and where to go. This is free data we are giving to all the campaign. But thank you, Ken Doctrine, for asking this question. And I think we are giving it out there for public to see where the numbers are. Now, when you come to those who are undecided, 79% of men, or of those who are undecided, 79% are men, 21 are female. But that is really reflective of the current structure anyway, because MPP delegates, about 75% are female and 20% or 25% are male. So here it doesn't tell you much. But in terms of age profile, those who are undecided, 35 to 44 years account for 37% of those who are undecided. With the middle-aged people, 35 to 44, 37%. And then 45 to 54, they are 29%. 25 to 34, 22%. So a lot of people who are undecided are in the middle-aged Gen Z category to the middle-aged group of delegate. Very few people who are between 18 and 24 are undecided, and those who are maybe 65 to 65 plus, they are just 3%. So the bulk of the undecided are in the middle age group, 25 to 34, or 25 to what I would call a 54 years age group. So in terms of your question, this is the age profile of those people. Now, if you come to educational level of these people, 40% of people who are undecided have junior high qualification. 34% of them have senior high. 17% have tertiary, and 8% have no qualification. So broadly reflecting the structure of the MPP. Now, among all who are undecided based on a religious ground, 78% of those who are undecided are Christians. 19% are Muslims. 2% are traditional religion. Nearly 0.5% are other religions, and 1% belong to those who are without religion. Again, when you come to those who are undecided by their ethnic groups, 49% of Akans, or 49% of those who are undecided are Akans. 49%. 5% are Guams, 10% are Ganadangbes, 11% are Evers, 18% are Mol, or 19% are Moli Dagbani. So from the major ethnic groups, the ones with the highest proportion of people who are yet to decide are the Akans, 49%. So basically, this is the demography of people who are undecided. As to what the campaign will do going forward is up to them. But we've given you that in terms of geography, where you can find them, most of them, about 12% Ashanti region, about 15% Central region, about 26% in Greater Accra, and then another 5% in Bono East, 6% in Eastern region, and
I'm privileged to be among the shortlisted people to
voter region 8%. I'm quite surprised that the low level of people who are in the Eastern that are undecided. It means Eastern region is largely fairly settled in the sense that very few of them are undecided. They know what to do. Even among those who said they will not disclose, Eastern region is about 6%. So it's a strong region, a very important region, and they are expressing their views in terms of their voting intention. At the moment, yes, we can see that that from the data. Now,
yes, and you see here, first region, Greater Accra, Ashanti, Central. Why is Kennedy Central region based undecided? On percentage was 15%. Ashanti 12, Greater Accra 20-something, 26%. I was so, and they be a catcher say, who analyze the Ghana election? One region, it gives you baby I think the only time a year is 2020, and SSI, baby a Greater Accra tied to a Mabacono. Say any planetary winning elections in the general elections in Ghana, baby a Greater Accra or tied to Nabacono, because Greater Accra cosmopolitan manfra. I'm from Benton and Akomia, no DM to Accra. Cosmo unten nebu Ashanti regions are unnebu northern, Greater Accra gives you a proper nuance. I'm from Bia Obi. It is a better cosmopolitan area than any region in Ghana. It is a 26% Greater Accra undecided. A warring for anybody, because whoever wins Greater Accra has a high propensity to win the election because of that dynamics and because of the national politics I compare. So it tells you Kennedy has a lot to do in his backyard. As on call central, as on starting on Kobuno, or by Ashanti or Kono, on Koebi or Koebi, best. But I'm Yansaba, Ashanti, or by twice, but still undecided around 12%. A warning. It's another is that no age group is all kind of Gen Z's and 25. Gen Z's about 25 to 35. But I'm not a politics no more. And these are delegates. And the delegates grab in the politics. How can that delegate be convinced to go out and bring people? But what I say? So the MPP find themselves in a very interesting situation. But that said, Anna Mekrame came so unity, MPP be here unity going into the election. Let's catch up for just one believe is how. 2016, MPP party be one and to go MPP. When we win election.
First of all,
if you're not clearly monitoring what's happening within the
first of all, there's no contest in the NDC for flag leadership, so the situation, that question does not even begin to arise. Number two, the NDC has done this over and over and over. In fact, we've had Mrs. Rollins, who was a very powerful woman in the NDC, challenge an incumbent president, and we scaled it. So it is not a problem at all. When the time comes, we will maneuver it successfully. We will come up with a very viable candidate who will continue with the legacy of President Mahama. But regarding the MPP, because they are the ones who are holding a contest now, for me, I think that they've misdiagnosed their problem. The decision to hold this contest so early points to a misdiagnosis of why they lost. Somehow they believe that it was internal divisions that led them to opposition. That is not the case. More, I've told you here that the people of Ghana have shown in the last 8 elections or so that it is their welfare, how they feel about their welfare, that motivates them to go for one party or the other. Look, in 2014, the MPP was in complete disarray. By the time they went for the elections, they had slaughtered a party chairman in the Upper East also, Alaji Adams, Chairman Adams. Acid was poured on him, he died. They had staged brawls in their party headquarters. Haji Afati and Co. had charged on opponents of Akufo-Addo within the party and harassed them. We saw the killings in Asawasi. I think 2 people also died from clashes within the MPP. Yet they won the elections by close to 1 million votes in 2016. What does that tell you about the people of Ghana? They are unconcerned about happenings within parties. What they care about is what they believe the government of the day has done or not done. So if you take that into consideration, you see that all of this hoopla is much ado about nothing. Look, it is obvious that having been the immediate past candidate of the NPP, Dr. Mamia goes into that primaries with an edge. Except that perhaps he may have a bit more challenge this time than he did when the whole establishment was behind him. Indeed, there are credible reports that President Akufo-Addo himself has now distanced himself from Dr. Bawumia and is backing by the champion. This is an open secret. Everybody knows.